I want to talk to you a little bit about everything that's been going on with the concert. And it was so funny. Somebody in the chat saw the title of tonight's show and they're like, who's Vanilla Ice? And I realized, oh my gosh, you don't know who Vanilla Ice is? Well, after this next segment, you're not only gonna know who Vanilla Ice is, you're gonna be a fan of Vanilla Ice. Even if we weren't fans in the '90s, if we thought he was corny, if we thought he was cringe, I wish that more Americans were this cringy. Because as he's talking, you realize this is what we need to put in the veins of more and more Americans. He is so exuberant that by the time this interview is over, he has the woman on CNN smiling. That infectious patriotism, that infectious love for your country is what we need. And I couldn't believe it because you'll see we'll point it out at the beginning of the interview, she's not really tolerant. She's sitting back quite aloof, trying to dig at him. And then by the time it's over, you are going to see the smile where she's like, I remember being 19. You know, I remember when we just had fun. It was so funny. Ashley sent me an email. Let me see if I can find it. I want to read it to you. There was a gentleman in our chat the other day. We were talking about bands. And when we were talking about bands, he invited me on the chat to go work security at his show. And everybody was like, well, who is the guy? Who is he? What's he doing? So let me find this email that Ashley sent me. She forwarded it to me from the gentleman. And is this it? Yeah, okay. Right there. Hey, Barry, I've been enjoying your show for quite a while. Not only for the political content, but for the real estate and the financial topics you cover as well. Anyway, SV put your mail in the chat, and since there's no real to DM or private message in Rumble, I'd figure I'd email you. I play guitar for a band called Slipknot. And if you guys never heard the band Slipknot, you'd have to go look at if you don't know, you probably don't know. But just imagine back in the day, you were in mosh pits. And if you were in a mosh pit, you understand who this band is. And he goes on to say, we've been at it, this band for 27 years. A couple people in the chat, what is your band? And I'd like to stay relatively under the radar. But if they know the band, they could probably figure it out by my profile picture and screen name. I was joking about coming and doing security for us, but you're more than welcome to come see a show when we play South Florida. I'll have our security guys set you up with clothes or even backstage parking and, of course, passes. Thank you for the great work and info. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I haven't seen that band in ages. And I remember just being in a mosh pit and looking crazy with my big ass in there because we had fun. And I was sitting on the back porch by the pool, and Rob was like, what are you smiling at? I'm like, I remember that. That's what we were doing. We didn't say, are you black, white, what country are you from? Are you gay? Are you straight? Are you trans? No, we had fun. We watched football, and they've systematically tried to take all of that away from us. Don't let them. And so as you listen to this interview with Vanilla Ice, tell me by the end, I'd love to see it in the chat, if you guys are like, yeah, I love that. Listen to this.
Tell us why you're still planning on performing, even though we've heard that from the president, when so many other performers are deciding not to.
I don't know. I can only speak for myself, and I'm proud to be an American. I was born here and raised here, and this is my country, and I don't like anybody telling me I really can't be proud of it. And this is a huge honor to play the birthday. It's once in a lifetime, 250. So I'm honored, and I just, I respect everybody else. I know there's a lot of tension everywhere. This whole world is like a snow globe, but it shouldn't be that. And music is here to bring people together, man. And, it shouldn't be that this music is dragged into politics. It's not fair, you know. I don't even vote. I'm not a politician. I don't have anything I don't even have the first thing to say about how to run a country or do anything like that. I think this is a huge honor, and I'm wanting to celebrate the country I was born and raised in, man. And we didn't take things so serious back in the 90s.
That's it. We didn't take life so seriously back in the 90s. Doesn't matter what age you are now, but dial it back 36 years ago. They're like, wait a second. Nah, man, I was almost married to Robin, but before that, I was working in clubs and we were having fun. And it was just like, hey, what can we do? What's next? Where are we going to go? Down here in South Florida, there was a place called the Button South. Great rock concerts at the Button South. And there was another place. So we would go out at night. And the first thing you did at night, you'd probably, for us rockers, we'd hit, probably Summers on the Beach. And Summers on the Beach would go until like 2 o'clock in the morning. And then you'd leave 2 or 3 o'clock from Summers and you'd head down to the Button South in Hallandale, and they were open till 8 o'clock in the morning. And then you walked out and the sun would hit you like you're like a vampire. And then, it was amazing. I saw so many bands. I promoted so many bands. We had fun. And never, ever did I ask, so are you MAGA? Are you insane liberal? No, you probably were a liberal. But it didn't matter. I saw somebody in the chat here say something about, would people even know what the Insane Clown Posse is? Yeah, I do. I know exactly who the the Juggalo. Oh my God, I'm dating myself here. It was fun. And Vanilla Ice is just telling her. By the way, as you're looking at his property behind him, understand what he did and why he's different than a lot of musicians. He made a lot of money on that one song, and he's parlayed that into a 30-year career. But he made most of his money, wait for it, in real estate. He came down to South Florida and said, I've got some cash. I want to get into this house flipping thing. And he's flipped so many houses and big money houses. And he's just loved life. And he doesn't think that much of himself. Dude, I'm a one-hit wonder per se. And I'm just blessed to be in this country where they allowed me to make all this money and have fun.
Sorry for these kids today, man. I have kids, so I know, and it's a different world. I mean, these computers have kind of ruined the world, if you ask me. I think we should all go back to the 90s and the 80s when it was just, having fun and Z Cavricis, and you just go out and you rip your back seat and you put subwoofers in and you enjoy going to Blockbuster. That's all we're doing is celebrating the birthday of our country.
Imagine right now how many kids don't know what the hell Blockbuster is. Just think about that for a second. They don't remember Blockbuster. They don't remember ripping music by using Napster. I don't know how many files you downloaded, but I remember Robin and myself and one of my partners and his girlfriend sitting at a computer and thinking to ourselves, hey, remember that song? Who sang that song? Oh, I got it. And we would download just massive amounts of music just to put it into your, radio, your CD. Back then we had CDs. Blockbuster. There's a blast from the past. These kids have no idea.
It's a big deal here. And as far as entertainers, I don't think it's fair to put any of us on a pedestal like that as far as politics goes, because it shouldn't matter. We're just here to play. I'd play for anybody. So it's, I go play for Biden's family or anybody. It doesn't matter. It's all about just enjoying music. There's fans everywhere.
Yeah. So
you see in her face, she's looking kind of pained. This interview isn't going the way she wants. She's trying to get him to say, why would you be out here, playing a MAGA event? It's really bad. I'm sure your other artist friends, they're telling you, don't do it. And he's going to give you a peek into what's really going on in the music business.
Listen, I love the 90s and I miss Blockbuster myself, but I want to ask you about what these other performers are saying, because they're largely saying that they were sold this as being nonpartisan, they didn't know, and it's a Trump-affiliated group putting it on. What were you told when you booked this performance?
I don't ask questions. I just play, man. I don't even know. I ask, where are we playing today? It's all.
So many of you have probably been to concerts and you see the people on stage and they're coming out with their guitars. Hello, Houston. I mean, Cleveland. They don't even know where the hell they are. But a lot of times, if it's not taped up or somewhere where they can look out, they don't even know what city they're in. They go, get on the bus, and we're going to go play in this town. And I can't even tell you how many times I've been backstage where it's taped back behind the stage. You're in Boston. Okay. You're in Houston. You're in Detroit. Hey, Detroit, how you doing today? Dude, you're in Cleveland. Oh, sorry about that. I don't even know. Because that's how it works. That's exactly how it works. Your manager, they go ahead and take the offer. You've already told them what you want. They pay it. The people agree to pay it. And you've got your road manager that collects the money that night. And everything else is you just get on the bus and go play. Now listen what he says about the other performers.
Awesome, and I'll play anywhere for any fan. I don't think it's important to really dissect it and look at it in any kind of way like that because I don't take it too serious. I know that if I'm booked, I got fans that booked me and they're ready to dance and have a great time. And
that is the essence of the entire thing. I know if somebody's paying me to come play, then they must have an audience that wants to hear me. End of story. That's what Martina McBride and Brett Michael and everybody else. You didn't screw Trump. There were people there who were looking forward to seeing you. There were people there who, it's a free event, but they were still going to have to travel and come see you sing. They were your fans. You have a currency right there. You have a bond. You have a relationship. You have an obligation. And so like he's saying, I'm told I'm playing in this city. I know that there's going to be people who want to see me. And so I got to come out like it's the first show I've ever done. I don't care what time it is. I don't care where it is. I have to make sure all those people standing in that audience understand I'm here to sweat for the next 2 hours and just do it for you. Now, I don't know when Springsteen changed, but I'm pretty sure when people are paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a ticket, there's nothing on that ticket right now that says you're going to hear him sing these songs and he's going to give you a political soliloquy. I got to go to the bathroom while Bruce is talking, man. I can't do this. I didn't come here for this. You owe me, man. You owe me. I didn't pay for this. I don't know if you've seen the news, but it happened with the Black Crowes last night. They're not nearly as big as Springsteen, but they had that relationship and they're playing their songs, Too Hot to Handle and everything else. And then he decides he wants to talk crap about Trump. And they got up and left. They walked out. I didn't come here. I want to remind myself what it was like hearing your songs back then. It could have been that girl. It could have been that job. It could have been that place. That's what I wanted to relive. I didn't come here to hear you talk about Trump. I'm your fan. I paid money to hear you sing. Get up there and do the, shuck and jive and play your guitar. That's what I'm here for. That's what I brought my girlfriend or my wife. We didn't come to hear you bitch about Trump. And so he has an ideology that's gold. I'm here to have fun, and I'm here to put on a show for the people that want to see me.
Celebrate and bring people together. I think it's really wrong for people to attack musicians in either direction politically because, the country needs to come together, and this is a good time to do it. And, I know there's differences everywhere, and I know that I also know that you can shake a hand and make a friend, and I also know that smiles are contagious. So if you get out and you kind of start practicing these things, you'll see that it'll start to marinate on people and will become one more. And I think that's what we need to do, is we are all one around the whole world, man. Enjoy each other's company and smiles and stuff. And, this shouldn't be put on the musicians like this. This is a moment to celebrate our country turning 250 years, no matter who puts it on.
So, and I hear you saying, you're saying music is not political. You've said that before here. But, rap, the genre that gave you your success, is often political. Its roots are political. And everyone knows Ice Ice Baby. I mean,
see, that's the difference. She's starting getting to a little bit of a vein here where you don't know what you're talking about, honey. See, the big difference is if I was going to go see NWA, or if I was going to go see XYZ band, I already know what they're about. See, Springsteen was never talking about Republicans and MAGA. He just sang his songs. This is something new. But if I go see a rap band that's talking about the struggle, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. Yeah, okay, I hear what you're talking, bro. I understand what you're saying here. Versus Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which was just goofy music. There were some serious hardcore rap artists back in the day who talked about the struggle. But you knew if you went to go see them, that's what their music was about. It's completely different. If I go to a taco restaurant, I'm not expecting to get fried shrimp. It's not a seafood restaurant. If I'm going to hear NWA or African Bambaataa, rest in peace, or some other rap band that's going to be talking about the struggle, I know this is what they're going to put on me. So I don't go there waiting for something else. Vice versa, if I went to see the Beastie Boys, I know that's just going to be fun. It's not. So you have to understand the band that you're talking to. If you're going to see, well, you can't see him now, he's dead. If you're going to go see Crosby, Stills, Nash, and or Young, you knew that David Crosby was crazy. And he was still fighting the Vietnam War. You knew it going in. Neil Young, one of his best songs is Ohio. You knew that this was what they were all about. That's the difference she's not understanding. I know you, I follow you, I'm a fan of yours. I know what you're all about.
Everyone knows it. But your time before that big hit is really interesting because you opened for NWA. I know you credit the Stop the Violence tour with your big break. It's a tour that was actually part of a political movement about violence in communities of color. And you've covered music by Bob Marley, by Public Enemy. I mean, wouldn't it be weird if music actually completely stayed out of politics? Your career might be very different.
No, because
No, idiot. Jane, you ignorant, you know what? That's different. If I go see Marley, and I understand he's talking about Trenchtown in Jamaica, and he's going to sing Redemption Song. Oh, pirates. Don't get me started, my Jamaican heritage.
I don't have any politics in my music, and that's their music, and that's what they feel to represent. Music is expression. So
And right there, he got her. Notice when she started smiling. It was right there that he stuck the thing in her chest, and she realizes right now, yeah, you're right. You're right, man. Music is music. Martina McBride, you didn't get to see her face like that. Brett Michael, you missed it. You made it about the politics instead of just keeping it about your music. I can guarantee you that every single person, if they came to the show, even if it was a MAGA 250, was there to hear your songs. Even if the Dixie Chicks hadn't said anything and had showed up, just sing your damn songs. MAGA wouldn't have said, hey, you think she's a liberal? I don't care. Sing your song. But he got her right there. You can see it in her face. She's like, yeah, I remember. Something took her back right then.
Bob Marley feels like expressing something about his religion or the politics, then that's up to him, and I respect him for that, you know? I'm Ice Ice Baby. I'm Go Ninja Go. How can you take this serious? This has got to be fun. We're just going back to the fanny packs and the crazy neon colors and having fun and enjoying our country that I was born in. I want to celebrate the birthday of my country, and I'm honored to be here and do that.
So if you're looking at her, you see she's looking down. What that means is she completely changed from whatever is on that teleprompter as she's looking at him. Whatever they had asked her to read, whatever questions they had asked her to say, she's now looking at her monitor, looking at him. I don't know what he said, but something made her completely think the other way. And he got her.
Yes, and I think it's a great event, and I think people to put the musicians on a spotlight like they are is not fair to us as musicians on both sides. And I'm still on the tour right now with everybody. Young MC's on the tour with me. I played with them yesterday. I mean, we're all friends. We, our little chat about it was so simple. It was like, man, I don't know. It's just, it's a lot of heat around the world right now, and.
All right, so Young MC was one of the guys who canceled. Young MC is currently on a tour with Vanilla Ice. Dude, did you back out? Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of heat. They're still sitting there on the same show, going from town to town, knowing that this guy who he's playing with is playing at the 250 event, but he had to back out because there's a lot of heat. See, that's the answer right there. It wasn't the artist. Somebody put heat and said, you better cancel. Whether it's a record company, whether it's a agency, whether it's a radio station, whether it's a promoter in another city, back out of this. What do you mean there's a lot of heat? He didn't say, I didn't want to do it. That's the thing that caught me. Hey, man, I'm here with Young MC, and we're out here every night just doing our thing, and he said there's a lot of heat. He didn't tell Ice Ice that I don't want to do it. I can't. There's heat. So he let the cat out of the bag right there.
It's not fair to any of us. So I love everybody, man. I think this world needs a lot more love in it. I think it would be a lot better. And, all of our friends and neighbors around each other, no matter what side you're on, I don't think that should be split so much. I see that the split causes these young generation 30 and under to really be confused. They got enough to absorb anyway right now, man. They need to be. She's
tuned in. I don't know if the producer's talking to her. Look up. Hey, she's just watching him talk right now. No questions, not breaking in, not paying any attention to the teleprompter. She's zoned in on him. He got her.
Unconfused, and I wish they could just go back to the 90s and see how simple it was before these computers ruined the world. And all this social media and these smartphones and all this stuff that they have to contend with. We didn't have any of it.
You see her face? Somewhere in what he's saying right now is what's in all of us. We don't give a shit about MAGA in terms of music. We don't care about Pride Night at football. Shut up. You're here because we bought your albums. We bought your tickets. You remind us of a different time. Reminding her before she worked at CNN, maybe back when she was in college, maybe when she was in high school, and she's realized she's probably singing a song in her head, Ice, Ice Baby. And it didn't have anything to do with politics. And I just watched this, and I watched her go from cold and hard at the beginning of the interview to now where she's sitting there with just a big smile on her face. Because you can't hide it. You can't hide. As I wrote here, does anybody remember fun? She does. She remembers it right now. Many of you in the chat remember fun. As Robert Plant, anybody remember laughter? Remember what President Trump posted a few days? Are these people happy? Do you know any happy Democrats? They would be happy if they just sat back and remembered what laughter and happiness was. Now, unfortunately, there's so many of these young kids who haven't had happiness. A lot of these, what do they call them? I don't even know what gen something they are right now. They didn't have the clubs. They didn't have the concerts. They didn't have bladder busters in bars. They didn't enjoy throwing up and having to like wake the next morning because the room is spinning. Y'all did it. Every single one of y'all did something crazy. All right. I remember getting busted because I took a couch off of somebody's porch because I was roasted. Walking down the street with a couch over my head. I was like, what in the hell are you doing? Huh? Bear, put that down. Okay. Think about it. I hope right now most of you are sitting back going, I remember being in college. I remember being in high school. I remember walking through a mall one day and what's the song? Well, he was just 17, an old Beatles song. But it was at the same time that Tiffany got really big. And as I'm walking through the store, the Beatles rendition, the real one, was playing on the music. And the kid looks at his mom and says, why are these guys ruining Tiffany's song? Obviously that mattered to me because it burned in my brain. I'm like, I'm old. I'm old. And the mother looked at me and I just went, oh my gosh. Yeah, Mom, why are they ruining Tiffany's song? And I'm like, what, the best band that ever lived sang that song. Never mind. I'm just going to leave.
Man, it can be so much more simple. It's in the head. I don't think we should take any of this too serious. We're all going to die one day, man. You better enjoy this ride. For you to go out and make problems everywhere or have any problems and cause or be a part of or any of these crazy things, I don't know why you take life so serious. You could actually flip the script and enjoy your life. That's all. Get out and enjoy your life. Pina coladas, palm trees, instead of vote lines and craziness. Come on. What's the difference?
He got her to laugh. Here's an anchor on CNN. I don't know which part. She laughed when he said pina coladas. So there must be a pina colada story somewhere in her back mind. She just laughed like a little girl, like a schoolgirl. It was such an innocent laugh. You can't hold that in. It's infectious. We can't hold in fun and laughter, and you're looking at a CNN host who went from, I'm going to nail this guy to, yeah, I remember pina coladas. I bet you do, honey.
It's your option.
Well,
you can options,
listen. You can vote and have a pina colada, and I hear what you're saying. I think we all agree there needs to be more love. And go back to the fanny pack. I never gave it up.
Yeah.
She's talking about fanny packs. So now I know something about her, and you know something about her that we didn't know before. She's into pina coladas and fanny packs. If I've never met Brianna, if I was walking down the hallway at CNN, I now know I could make her smile. How about those pina coladas and fanny packs? And she would just break out because I don't know what that means to her, but I know it means fun. And so as I was watching this interview, and I'm like, man, this guy is infectious. This guy is, I hope he blows it out when he plays the 250 event. I want people like this. Dude, man, I don't take myself seriously. I made a rap song as a white guy when I was like 19, and I made millions of dollars off of one song that I ripped off Queen and David Bowie. My song sounds like din 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 din. Their song's like din 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 din. He actually said that in an interview. He got sued. He sampled Queen and David Bowie under pressure. But just
Rob, Vanilla Ice, thank you so much for being with us. Really appreciate your time today.
Love you guys. Be well. We'll have a great one. Happy birthday, America. Have a great one. Thank you.
It feels so good. It feels good. I know you're sitting there going, yeah. And I'm looking at some of the chat here. People are like Meatloaf and all the different songs that people are talking about. Boone Farm Strawberry. Oh gosh. Mad Dog 2020. Oh my gosh. I just hope, we talk about politics so much. I wanted to let you guys hear that because of all the crap that's happening. And I just saw this guy beaming, just absolutely beaming, smiling, and he got her to crack. Someone somewhere can get you to crack. Someone you're going to talk to. You may talk to somebody tonight. Hey, man, you remember Ice Ice Baby? Yeah. When's the last time you listened to that? Turn it on. Download it on YouTube and listen to it for the first time in 30 years and make yourself laugh. Well, all this other stuff is burning around us. I think we need to laugh.